going on, everyone? This is Chris Register here, and I wanted to bring a live agent, somebody that's new in the business. About how long have you been in the business for?
A little over 12 months.
A little bit over 12 months. So he's about a year in the business, and I wanted to kind of educate the viewers out there, give you guys some tips from a live realtor who actually has been doing it obviously for 12 months, and just ask some questions to kind of educate you guys out there, possibly people looking to get their license. And I just want to thank Ian for coming on camera today. I know not everyone wants to come and jump on camera, but thank you for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask you, Ian, is we'll just go over the first thing, which is the test. How did you feel the test was? Was it, before you took the test, what were your thoughts about taking that test?
My thoughts about taking the test, well, it wasn't my first round getting a state-backed license, or however you consider it, but my thoughts going into this test were similar to when I had an insurance license in the past.
Okay.
Kind of the same thing, know the material, go over it and over it and over it, and you walk in and take the test and it's no big deal.
Gotcha.
You're prepared. Be extra prepared.
Extra prepared. That's probably a good tip that you're just letting anybody know. Is it, what do you feel they should do? Is it make sure you read everything in the book? I mean, what did they give you? Did they give you a book with highlighted answers?
When you take the class, you get a big textbook.
Okay.
And they go through the entire thing front to back and tell you what you need to know. And when they tell you what you need to know, that's really what you need to know.
That's what you need to know.
They're not giving you extra. They're not cutting things out. That's what you need to know. Okay. If you go to a good class like I did.
Gotcha. And the information they're giving you is for the state exam, right?
Yeah.
Everything's for the state exam.
Yes.
Okay, so just a little bit out there, the test, obviously I know it's probably a little bit nerve-wracking for a lot of, new agents, possibly, potential new agents looking to get in the business. Ian, fortunately he passed on the first try, and he seems the best thing to do is just read everything that they give you, go over all the highlighted areas. They tell you exactly what's going to be on this state exam, and don't be nervous. As far as math, I know some people aren't as good as math. How was the math?
It was simple math. Math is my strong point. I've always been very good at math, but from somebody who wasn't, I wouldn't sweat about it. I wouldn't lose sleep over the math. It was very simple.
Okay.
But like I said, all the tests are always different, so maybe I got one that had easier problems, but the math they teach you to know is not very difficult.
It's pretty
basic. At the highest end of what they tell you to know for the test is very simple.
Okay, good. As far as you just got into business not too long ago, what do you feel your biggest challenge was as far as when you first got your license? I know a lot of new agents are like, what do I do? How was that? Did you expect that, or was there times where you're like, Chris, what am I supposed to be doing? How was that experience when you first got your license? Were you a little bit worried that you aren't going to generate any income?
Yeah, of course. That's always a concern, but if you have that mentality going into it, that's how it's going to treat you. If you go in thinking, I'm never going to make $1, you're never going to make $1. Mm-hmm. If you go in, you have confidence, you feel that you can do the job, you feel you can perform for your clients, whoever they might be, because you probably don't know at this point. Whoever they are, know your stuff, and have somebody like Chris back you up when you don't know what you're doing.
I appreciate that. So do you feel a mentor or shadowing an agent or somebody kind of helping you guide? Do you think that's super important? Do you think that helped you out a lot?
I would have to say nothing's impossible, but it's close to it without somebody guiding you, without somebody literally holding your hand and walking you through the steps and showing you how to fill out the paperwork, which seems really daunting until you've done it about 10 or 15 times. You realize that it's the same thing over and over again. Numbers change, names change. It's the same process. It went from, I would drive 10 minutes over to your house to have you sit with me and fill one out, to where I think it takes me maybe 3 to 4 minutes to fill it out front to back. Sometimes they get a little more complicated, have extra forms.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good information for the viewers. So if you're looking to become an agent out there, don't fear the contracts. He's able to complete contracts and make contracts for his clients, whether listing agreements, whether you're making purchase contracts. Very quickly, within 3 to 4 minutes. I'm right there with you. I'm at that level now. Obviously, I've been doing this for about 12 years now, so I can type up contracts really quickly. So that's not really, I think, the hard part in the business, right?
Yeah.
It's
I think getting into it, the hard part is being able to read people. If you don't come from a sales background, learning how to read people, finding out what they want, finding out what it is that they're feeling, so you can read body language when somebody's uncomfortable, when somebody is excited, happy, those are easy to find. But when somebody's apprehensive or they're uncomfortable, you have to be able to read that, and there's certain, trigger words that hit people in a certain way that you'll be able to see what it is they're uncomfortable about. So learning how to read the person, and everybody's different, but if you establish a personal connection with your clients, you'll find that out pretty easily.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's probably a big part of your service, is that as a person, when you're working with, because these are strangers most of the time. Some people you don't know, they're referrals sometimes, right? But a lot of times you don't actually know their personality, and you have to adjust to almost every personality, right?
When you showed me our first house, we were total strangers. We never met, we never talked. We just a couple text messages, and I met you at a property. So
Gotcha. Absolutely. So that's good information. The one other thing I wanted to go over, there's two other things I want to go over as far as, did you have any fear? I know you were in a commission-based career job prior to being a real estate agent, so maybe you didn't have that fear of going straight commission. No. Do you feel, because I know a lot of viewers out there and a lot of people looking to make that jump probably have that fear of leaving that steady job. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think there is a steadier job than a commission-based job, and people think that that's crazy and they don't understand. But if you're in a salary position or an hourly position, you think that going commission is unstable. You don't know where your money's coming from. You don't know, if you're going to have money to pay the bills at the end of the month. But at the end of the day, nobody can take this away from you. I know we've had this conversation before.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people who work for jobs and they don't know if their job's going to be there tomorrow, or they don't know. If they can't go into work, they can't make any money, and nobody can take this from you. You can only
have more control.
Right, exactly. You can take it away from yourself if you don't do the right thing. But if you do the right thing and you treat people right, it's only going to get better. It's not ever gonna get worse.
It's not.
When the market crashed, you were early on in the business.
I was early in the business when the market crashed.
Did it destroy you?
No, it didn't. As long as you, I'm big on making effort, and I'm sure you're the same way.
Exactly.
You take a lot of action now. You take massive action.
Yeah.
And is there times that when you take action, like you're marketing, you spend money here and sometimes you probably don't get that result right away, do you?
No, absolutely not.
Right. Have you noticed that just by you constantly going every day, waking up, working, trying, being, I know you tell me that, Johnny on the spot, you're like, Chris, I'm Johnny on the spot. And do you think that helps you out a lot?
I think it helps me out that when somebody wants to see something, I ask them when, and I make it happen. Whatever I have to move around, I make it happen, because me being there, me being on time, me being available is what makes my business work. If my business doesn't work, all the other things I'm distracting myself doing instead, cleaning the house, washing the car, hanging out with the fiance, whatever it is.
Right.
None of those things are going to happen for me unless business works for me.
Right.
I'll lose the house, I'll lose the car, everything.
You lose everything, because you're not putting any time into that business that generates your income.
And not to say it's most important, but it has to take priority as far as your time and attention goes.
Yeah, because I'm sure you can lose all the things you gained in life. You can lose them if you're not, keeping yourself afloat and stuff. And so it's safe to say that as long as you're taking action and working on yourself and actually going out there and just making effort daily, being available, not because you're offering a service here. You can't tell if somebody wants to see something, if you don't want, there's 3,300 of us there right now in Brevard County, somewhere around there. So if you're not available, somebody else is.
Exactly. I like that. I think it's very important when you call realtors, they don't pick up the phone. How can I show you're listening if you don't pick up the phone? How can you make the money if you're not picking up my phone call? My phone call is the most important call you're going to get all day.
Absolutely.
So I think I probably miss less than 1/10 of 1% of my phone calls.
That's good.
That's extremely important to me. I make sure I always have my phone with me. It's on ring, and not business hours. People say, I don't answer the phone after 5 or 6 o'clock. I'll get texts and emails. So I'm responding at midnight, 1, 2 a.m. If the other person on the other end is like me, they'll probably write back.
Because you have probably a lot of freedom. I know this as a realtor. I just want to ask you. You have a lot of freedom in the business where you don't have to be somewhere always at a specific. You kind of work around the schedule. Obviously, you're accommodating. But if you want to go take your lunch at certain times, it's not like you're always that booked.
Exactly.
But you have big windows where you can do things in life.
And your phone is extremely powerful nowadays, where you can bring it anywhere you go, and you send your emails, your texts. You can do, your contracts right on your phone. That gives you the freedom to work from wherever you want. And I'm going to tell you straight up, it's summer in Florida. I'm at the pool a lot of times.
At the pool.
I'm answering emails. I'm making phone calls. I'm making money while I'm, getting a tan.
But you're able to do those things because you obviously you have the knowledge,
right?
You know what you're involved in your business.
Mm-hmm.
You're in there. So even though you go and take a break and maybe go do something
right.
or go hang out and still enjoy life,
exactly.
But you're like a 7 days a week guy.
Oh yeah, 8
days a week.
8. I don't know how I do as much as I do.
Right.
All week long when I sit and look back at look at my list of phone calls and texts and emails, or like hundreds and hundreds of emails and everything, texts. If you add it all together, I spent hundreds of hours doing it, but did it feel like it? No, not really.
Not really.
And Sunday morning, I'm out showing properties, and most people, I know a lot of realtors out there would say, no, I don't show properties on Sunday morning. I'm there Sunday morning. I was with a group of ladies that treated me very nicely, and I spent several hours with them. I went above and beyond of what I was supposed to provide for them that day.
So,
things came up and we just kept going, and I spent my day doing what I'm going to do, and those few.
That's awesome.
That one sale that might come off of that will put a lot of money in my pocket. So
that's awesome. And you enjoy? I'm assuming you enjoy it.
It's fun. It's not hard. It's spending time opening doors and spending time talking to people, and enjoying somebody else's company. So
very cool. One other thing I want to bring up. We're going to kind of cut this short so it's not too lengthy. As far as I don't recall. Maybe I'm sure you know this answer. Did you actually have a lot of any funding up front to help you with marketing and stuff? I know a lot of. Do you recommend having 2 to 3 months something, because if somebody's going to make that move, they got to probably invest a little bit of time into some marketing, business card, things like that, just to get things going? Do you think that's something they should do?
It's not vitally important.
Okay.
It'd be nice, but we can't always have that.
I don't have that. You didn't.
I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I spent my last dime on my real estate class.
That's right.
I had a finite amount of money left from when my other business closed, and
mm-hmm.
that's what it went to. I spent literally, if it wasn't for you and my personal life there for me, I would have been hungry, but
I'd have been hungry.
But I was hungry anyway, so
yeah. That's good. He was hungry anyways, went after it, was willing to pull the trigger. I'm all about taking action. A lot of people that know me know I'm all about taking action. Ian took action, and the other thing that's very important is just keep going, the determination, the perseverance, because there's going to be times where you're going to have some pitfalls. Exactly. It's going to be a bumpy road. You got stood up, I think, twice out in Vieira. You can tell him. It's funny.
A rental listing where, if you're not in real estate, you don't know how little you get paid on that. But in consideration of how much work it is compared to making a sale of a home versus commission, time spent, in versus out, you don't get anything for rental listing. I got stood up 2 or 3 times. Waiting. I was waiting on a Friday night at the office at 7, 8 o'clock with a birthday cake in the back of my car, going to see somebody for their birthday, and I'm sitting here waiting for this woman who she never showed up.
Didn't answer your call?
She showed up 2.5 hours late, but I was gone by then.
You're already gone.
Which is not a good thing to do, but
that happens in the business. So just let you guys know out there, new licensees,
don't let
agents,
people push you around, but
it happens. Yeah.
Bend over backwards when needed.
Bend over backwards for the right ones, and obviously the ones that you just don't tolerate. That's good. That's good information. You wanna? It's all right.
No, it's okay.
This is live. It's authentic. He's getting a call. This is his business, or
this is my grandfather. I'll call him back.
Okay, we'll call him back. So I think that's pretty much it. I want to thank you for coming on camera today and actually talking and providing some information. I wanted to just give some more information out there to the viewers, just something authentic from a realtor. That in before we end, what are your sales going to be this year? Because I don't know exactly, but I know you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be over $2 million.
Over $2 million?
Pretty close already.
Wow.
Between what's rolling down the pipeline and what's already sold,
And that's within 12 months. It's incredible, man. I didn't do
wouldn't
that.
happen without you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
Best advice you'll get from this guy is
thank you.
Take it all in. Take it all in. And if you're going to open a business like this, dive in. But once you dive in, don't stop swimming.
Don't stop swimming. You got to have that perseverance and keep going, determination.
Keep your head up. Don't get discouraged and get a part-time job. 'cause you'll never make it, and it won't pay the bills either.
All right, well, that's going to do it. Thank you very much, and appreciate everyone watching. And Ian Fine, look out for him. He's making some moves. And if you're looking for a buyer's agent, a good listing agent, Ian can definitely help you out. All righty, let's see you guys later. Thanks for watching.